Well, I'm joined by the headline attraction this weekend, Leigh Wood. Leigh, how does it feel? You're going to be stepping out in just over 48 hours' time, the Nottingham Arena, headlining as a world champion.
Excited, but more importantly, focused and ready.
When you look at your career so far, could you believe that it would lead you to what's happening on Saturday?
In my head, yeah. Other people, no. There was times when I didn't think opportunities were going to come. But in my head, I remained positive, even the hardest of times. I always imagined myself to be good enough. But it's all about the opportunities, and thankfully they came in time. I took them and ran, and here we are today.
Has that been the most important thing for you, the fact that you've always kept the belief, even when the opportunities maybe weren't being presented to you at the time?
Absolutely. There was times in that gym when I was in Sheffield when years went by without a fight, and I was still rocked up every day to train twice a day. And in my head, I knew I was good enough. I just knew I was good enough. I was just waiting for that opportunity, and I just knew it would come. And I'd probably still be there till 40 years old if it never came. But I left the gym, I signed with Dave, I got the opportunities, and here we are.
So what's it like for you now this week? All eyes on you. Everybody waiting to see what is going to happen this weekend against Michael Conlan.
It's crazy. The buzz in Nottingham has been unreal. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's messaging me saying, even these know you're fighting, even they're talking about the fight. It's great. The support's been unreal. So I just want to thank everyone for the support locally. Let's go get the win on Saturday night.
What do you make of Michael Conlan as a fighter? Because there's been a few spiky exchanges, but I think one thing's clear, you both hugely respect one another.
Yeah, I've not discredited him once. From the first press conference, the second one, and today, I've never discredited him. I never looked at any of his previous fights and said, well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, or I've just gave him praise. He's a great fighter, and I don't need to, because I want him to be I want him to beat the person that everyone thinks he is. I want him to be that great fighter, so when I win, it looks even better.
What do you think he does well as a fighter?
There's a lot of things well. And also, I don't want to break down too much on the camera, but we can go through it after.
What do you think your key strengths are? What are the things that he's going to need to watch out for this weekend?
I've got many strengths. You don't get to this position by being lucky or just being a big puncher, what people think I am. I'm resilient, dedicated to my craft, in and out of the gym. I'm punch freakishly hard, but more importantly as well, I can stick to a game plan. I'm disciplined enough to practice and drill things that I need to do, go away and study it, things that Ben gives me to practice and to work on for this fight.
And what type of fight are you expecting this weekend? Do you think it will go the distance?
Possibly. We've prepared for it to go the distance, if it goes the distance. That won't be down to me, that will be down to how much you can take, I think.
You spoke about how you punch freakishly hard. Is that something that you've built up over time, or do you think it's always been there, or has Ben helped get the most out of that?
Exactly. My power's always been there. I've won 7 belts, all by knockout. It's not so much of never being able to punch, never been set to punch in the correct position. The setup, if your feet are in the air, you're dancing about, you're not in a position to throw. You need to be in the right position, and that's what Ben's gave me. Ben's gave me solid base and a perfect setup to set those shots up, and how to do it, where to do it, when to do it.
And if you are victorious this weekend, how would it compare to what you did in July back at Fight Camp?
This would be a bigger night, in my opinion, just because of the crowd being in my hometown. Don't get me wrong, Kanzu's probably a better win, in my opinion. I think Kanzu would beat Michael Conlan. That's not overlooking him, that's styles. But this will be better, as in a massive crowd, a bigger platform, all eyes on me after that fight. It's going to be one to look back on.
We know what happened in Glasgow a couple of weeks ago. You may have your own opinion on the fight. Fans have got their opinions as well. Are you concerned about what does happen if it does go 12 rounds?
No, I'm 100% confident the judges will get their job done, and it'll be fair either way.
And finally, what next if you are victorious on Saturday? I know you're not looking past Michael Conlan, but what else do you want to achieve?
Yeah, when? I'll talk to you after the fight, because my eyes are 100% on this fight, but there's going to be some big fights, and Eddie's dangled that forest ground fight in front of me for a long time. I think you mentioned it before, the Kanzu fight, win this fight, forest ground, but now we're here. I'm not moaning, the arena's a massive build, there's a lot of people coming, it's a sellout, and after the fight we'll talk about what's next.